Fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hello, Husker fans. Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice for all your automotive needs. Whether new or used, car, truck, crossover, SUV, or EV, we've got them. Shop our ever-changing specials at ZollnerofBeatrice.com or give us a call today and go Big Red. We are Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today. MMA fighting is back this Saturday with summer season VFL 4 at the Complex. Lincoln's best amateur MMA fighters will display their best performances, with Misael Monares fighting Colin Fisher for the welterweight title to wrap up the night. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream the event as well. Doors will open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 16th, all at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. We have gotten to the end of the week here as we are less than 2 full weeks away from Husker football. Nebraska, Cincinnati kicking off in, what would that be, 13 days? Down at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Nick Sainert with you back from what's been somewhat of a tumultuous week. I'll be 100% honest with you there. AD is out today after he had successful back surgery yesterday. Everything is good in AD's neighborhood, so we're good there. He's just healing, rightfully so. And so joining in AD's place, it's Austin Norman. Austin, hello.
Hello, Nick. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank
on
you.
Wednesday, briefly, for a
Yes.
little bit, but officially welcome back into the flow of things.
Not going anywhere. I'm not leaving.
I ain't leaving.
What did they say on Wolf of Wall Street? I ain't leaving. They said a couple other things in there as well. But
Did you remember the
keep out
era where that was the announcement? Early transfer portal,
I do.
or even like NFL draft. We went through like a 2.5-3 year run where that was the thing to do to make your announcement.
I still get mad and annoyed. Annoyed's the better word.
Perturbed.
Yeah. That everybody uses the Michael Jordan "I'm back" type of thing. Like it's those types of things. There's not a lot of creativity in the world anymore when it comes to like announcements in sports. And so it's either, like you said, I ain't leaving with the transfer portal stuff, or if somebody re-signs with the team, or somebody comes back to a team, or somebody coaches, like there would be a few instances where it'd be hilarious if they used the "I'm back." Scott Frost would be a great one.
Yes.
If he was just like, "Hey, UCF, I'm back."
I'm
and
back.
then it was like Michael Jordan. That would be a funny one. But if like other people, I just think it gets overused at times.
No, I think it does for sure. And on the one hand, it's on the athletes, their agents, their representation, their creative team for not doing their jobs and coming up with something more exciting. On the other hand, let's blame Hollywood.
Yeah.
You haven't given us that, right? Like, not everyone can be expected to be Michael Jordan, where you can just drop those 2 words, say "I'm back," and be good. So Hollywood,
You're not
pick
that
it up.
guy.
You got to give our athletes more of a selection to
Yes.
pick from to make these announcements. Pick it up, Hollywood.
402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys. The entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Cable Channel 961. And you can always reach out to Austin and I on the Twitter X landscape as well. I will say this last time. I'm going to mention this before we move on firmly to sports. Can't thank Austin and the team enough for, Austin, DP, Rebecca, Bach, Jake, Sorensen, Ellie, Harrison, the entire team. Seriously, this last week and a half, as I was on vacation in Canada, picked up the slack. I appreciate you guys. Expected to be back Wednesday. Unfortunately, a passing in the family. Had my grandfather's funeral yesterday. Everything went great. I cannot thank all the listeners that reached out over Twitter. I will say this. I counted 15, 16 DMs on Twitter from you guys. I appreciate you guys for all the kind messages, the texts on the text line. It went really, really well. Thanks you to everybody, obviously in the Crete, Dorchester area that helped out with it. Grandfather was a Marine, so we did the whole 21 gun salute thing. That stuff is so powerful. And it was, obviously really good to see some extended family that we don't get to see very often, but everything went off without a hitch. So publicly, I want to say thank you to everybody for all the kind messages, kind texts. A lot of friends, a lot of people that I don't know very well reached out, and I really appreciate that as well. We have so much to get to throughout the course of the show today. Once again, AD is going to try to be back on Monday. AD and I will try to be back.
On Monday?
But
I'm pissed.
However, you don't know how back surgery healing is going to go. And so he was able, he's walking around and he's feeling okay. And he was telling me, he was texting me last night. We were texting back and forth about each other's situations yesterday. And he was telling me that the blockers were starting to wear off. So he's starting to feel a little bit more pain. But he's like, I'm excited to start getting back on the road to recovery and healing and stuff. And so we'll see what Monday has in store. It could potentially be Austin and I again. I hate to sign you up for that again, Austin, but I appreciate it as always.
I don't mind being voluntold that I'll be on the drive. Of all the things I can be voluntold for, that is at the top of the list.
Yeah. So we have a lot to get to though. But that's just kind of like the personnel and the substitution updates here for the drive. As we approach football season, it'll be much more I guess consistent, I suppose. I'm not going anywhere. I got nothing planned for the
You're not leaving.
I got nothing planned for the next 8 months. So we're here. Okay, let's start out with this. We're going to get to Husker football in a very short amount of time. A lot of the 9:30 segment's going to be Husker football, and 10 o'clock hour is Husker football. Husker volleyball starts in a week. I believe it is. It's a week. They have the alumni match tomorrow. We got to touch on that slightly throughout the course of the program. But in the college football world, there's going to be what sounds like, Austin, a massive announcement later on today. 1 p.m. is we've found out when the announcement's going to take place. 1 p.m. today, we will find out once and for all. I say that for a lot of people. Once and for all, we will find out the full list of disciplinary action going against Michigan for the sign stealing scandal. Thank goodness, because it's been going on for way too long. There's a lot of rumors about what it could potentially be, whether that's a fine, and the largest. If there's a fine, we expect it to be the largest one in NCAA history. The largest one to this point is an $8 million fine for the University of Tennessee a few years back. It could be potentially taking away revenue sharing money. It could be potentially taking away scholarships, which doesn't mean a whole lot nowadays because you can just throw NIL money at them, especially at a place like Michigan. Let's start with a very big picture conversation here, Austin. What are your just general thoughts on this as we are going to finally find out what Michigan's disciplinary, actions are going to be?
My first thought is about time.
Yeah.
It has been way too long, and I know that you got to make sure you get it right.
Yeah.
And it is better to be right than fast. But I do think that all the people that were primarily involved in this are pretty much gone from Michigan. One of the only holdovers is the head coach, Sharon Moore. What does this mean for him? Because, Nick, we see all the time in college sports, even in the pros when it happens, the easiest way to get out from under sanctions and penalties like this is say, it wasn't us. We can scapegoat the coach.
Yeah.
Sharon Moore had a debut season. Not a great one, not a terrible one. He just had a debut season. 7-5, wins over Ohio State and Alabama at the end of the year, like we talked about. Certainly some ups and downs for the Wolverines there. Is Sharon Moore such a good coach that, number one, Michigan needs to keep him and will ride with him through everything? And two, are the penalties so steep that Michigan has no choice but to ride it out with Sharon Moore because they don't think they could pull the caliber of candidate if they were to let Sharon Moore go without knowing exactly what these penalties are? It's kind of the show cause thing, but for a school.
Exactly.
Is kind of how I think this is going to go down. And then when it comes to the fine, that can't be it. It can't be just pay us, a lump sum. They're not going to take away the championship. I highly doubt they get stripped of that. But I would like to see, on the one hand, the penalty be toward rev sharing dollars. The problem is exactly what you said. NIL can cover it. So just stripping rev share dollars, saying you can only use, 15 mil of the cap for all your departments. What's going to happen then is, unless there's a stipulation, hey, we're reducing this and you can't just use all 15 million for football. It's got to be spread throughout the athletic department. What's going to happen is Michigan's going to pick it up in NIL. So what good does a fine really do? I guess it depends on where it's targeted.
I think we'll see. I mean, there's a potential here for postseason bans. There's potential for college football playoff bans. I wonder more so, Michigan is going to be fine long-term, right? Like they'll be fine long-term. They're one of the fringe blue blood teams in the country. And their brand is similar to Nebraska's, where it's obviously strong enough to continue recruiting at a high level, continue, raising money and raising donations and this, that, and the third. Short term, though, let's bring up the state of college football with the transfer portal. You just got a 5-star quarterback that is making a lot of money, right? And I'm not saying that Michigan would cut ties, but these guys also, a lot of it's about the money, but at the core still, guys still want to win and they still want to play for championships because guess what? There's not a large difference in payments at places like Michigan in comparison to Alabama, right? I think that's what we need. We need to also just not come to terms with, but also bring into this conversation of, we can sit here and be like, oh yeah, the money's the main driver and the money is what everybody cares about nowadays and everything there. However, these guys still want to win. And even if you're taking a slight, I don't even know, pay cut, that's not the right word, because when you're talking this amount of money, how much is, $25,000 a year, or how much is $50,000 a year? I think, I look at a guy like Bryce Underwood as a perfect example of, he could have gone to a handful of schools, gotten a very similar amount of money, and been able to compete for a championship. I think more so what could be the most detrimental, and I actually wouldn't be surprised to see this, is if we see a college football playoff ban from Michigan. Because then you have the question of these guys of, what are you playing for? I think that's where you can really get into away from the slap on the wrist conversation. I think if there's I don't think vacating wins does anything. I don't think nobody really cares, because we'd still, in these conversations, still view Michigan as the champion. So I think more so, if the NCAA doesn't want this narrative of slap on the wrist, it has to be a fine, the largest one in NCAA history. And I think it has to be postseason bans.
If that's the case, I'm going to be really curious to see how Tony Petitti and the Big Ten respond.
Very much so.
Because, like you mentioned, that's a big brand, a big name, recent national champion who's been in and around college football playoff contention for the better part of the last 5 years, really. The Big Ten can't just roll over and take it. No. They'll have to put up some level of
even
appeal,
if they
or
don't
fight
firmly
for
believe with their stand.
That part. And that's what we'll see moving forward, is just how much does the Big Ten want to go to bat for Michigan. I think the Big Ten is much more likely to go to bat for Michigan than, say, had Purdue won a football national title and then this happened. But I also wonder if this is potentially healthy for the Big Ten, where, hey, you can't rely on Michigan being one of your top 4, 5, 6 programs every year.
Yeah.
It's okay to get some new blood in there to extend the brand of the Big Ten as a whole. Yes, you want your big names to move the TV needle, but if they're not in there, that's potentially one extra spot for a non-traditional, playoff contender in the last 10 years to grab. I think that'd be healthy for the Big Ten. I just don't know if the conference would necessarily see it that way. I also think this would strengthen the Big Ten's push for the 4-4-2-2-1-1 model.
Exactly.
Because with Michigan out, that's a pretty power player in college athletics. Tony Petitti is going to say, hey, if you're going to hit our guys with penalties, that is even more reason that we need to make sure that just because you took one of our players out, we can slot someone else back in and not leave it up to other people to only give us 3. Then we lose units, we lose credibility, we lose revenue, we fall behind the SEC.
I think that there's, and maybe that's where I get away from the slap on the wrist, because it feels like penalties nowadays, everybody does the self-inflicting ones, right? Or the the self-imposed bans where, hey, don't worry, Sharon Moore's going to sit out 3 games, but he's going to be selective of the 3 games that he sits out, like that type of thing, which I just don't. I think that those are ways to, sit there and make yourself feel better of like, okay, yeah, we're punishing ourselves so that the NCAA ban doesn't, come down so hard on us and all that. I just wonder, the NCAA time and time again these last 5 years, through multiple instances, whether it's NIL, whether it's through red shirts, whether it's through eligibility decisions, they've looked like clowns a lot of the time. This is now something that you've invested a lot of time and energy and has really not faded. Like, we haven't There's been other instances, the Tennessee scandals. There's been other, minor scandals throughout it that kind of just fade into space when either when the college football season gets started, when the college football season cycle is over, when there's other news stories in cycle. This is something that's stayed pretty prevalent throughout these 2 years. There's been documentaries made about it. I mean, like, this is a massive, and all the hay's in the barn, like it's all been done. Like all the decision's done and we just find out at 1:00. I just find it fascinating too. The NCAA here has an opportunity in front of the sports world because this is a massive storyline and has been for 2 years. If they come out and they're like, all right, yep, Michigan, you owe $6 million in fines. You lose 10 scholarships, you lose recruiting hours, like whatever the case may be. I'm going to look at that and be like, there's always loopholes.
Oh,
like,
always.
Like,
always.
Okay, Sharon Moore, Sharon Moore, a 5-year show clause, and Harbaugh, 8-year show clause. And I'm like, that doesn't do anything. Harbaugh's not coming back to college football anytime.
No.
Sharon Moore, I find it fascinating. I don't think he'd ever leave Michigan. I don't also ever see. I don't know. We don't know enough about Sharon Moore yet.
Venables gets fired? Maybe,
but does Sharon Moore move the needle for an SEC job?
I don't think so, but I'm just
career.
trying to throw out options. Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
And so I sit here and I'm like, all right, NCAA, if you want to, this is another chance for you to not look like a fool and to look like we are a competent governing body. This is your chance to make a statement. But if it's a slap on the wrist, I'm going to have a tough time not sit here on Monday and be like, this is it. Like, you're supposed to be policing these things, and there's supposed to be ramifications if you break the rules.
The team that came to mind for me, not going to be a perfect one-to-one comparison because it wasn't for the same reasons, but a former disgraced national champion that came to mind for me, Nick, was Louisville men's basketball.
Yes.
So I was doing some digging on that. Louisville was punished for violations from the 2011-12 season through the 2014-15 season, essentially. So that's a 4 or 5 year window there. They didn't get punished until February of 2018.
Yeah.
So that actually drug on a little bit longer. Now, FBI was involved in some of this as well, which has to do. What ended up happening to Louisville was obviously they had to get stripped, vacate the title, which we all know they won, but okay.
Yeah.
For the record books,
take the trophy out of the box or whatever.
Here's the other part then. The appeals committee also, from the NCAA article, upheld the Division I Committee on Infractions penalty that required the university to return the NCAA money received through conference revenue sharing for its NCAA tournament appearances in 2012, 13, 14, and 15. That might be the start of the fine. Michigan, whatever money that you got from your college football playoff runs, right? Because we're going to assume that this didn't just happen the year they won the national championship, but that it happened the year before as well when they made the college football playoff. Maybe a step in the right direction is Michigan gives back the money from those 2 college football playoff runs on top of any fine that gets levied. Here's the other interesting thing to monitor. Michigan hasn't exactly lived up to its blue blood status all 25 years of this 21st century. It's not a program that's so infallible. It's been good. It's been above average, really, for the most part. But, Lloyd Carr, by the end, was kind of in the Bo Pelini boat, maybe even a half step down in some ways. Rich Rod didn't exactly work out. Brady Hoke only won with Rich Rod's talent, really. And the best bowl he made was a Sugar Bowl that they won as Outback Buffalo Wild Wings, and then missed a bowl game. Harbaugh was good, solid, little up and down before ultimately culminating in the Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, and national championship appearances in his final 3 years. Michigan's never been atrocious.
Yeah.
They haven't bottomed out, even to where Nebraska has been, for example. But that's, again, where I kind of go back to that Louisville example. So Pitino gets fired after the 2017 season, led Louisville to a 2 seed. They get bounced in the second round. They hire program guy David Padgett. He goes 22-14 the next year, got him ranked as high as 16th in the AP poll, ultimately missed the NCAA tournament. Then they turn around and they get a pretty good hire in Chris Mack from Xavier, takes them to the first round of the NCAA tournament, a 20-14 record, gets a 7 seed, Okay, I mean, no postseason ban for Louisville there, but not what you were doing under Pitino, right? Second weekend consistently, a third weekend a few times in there as well. And then what happened for Chris Mack? The next year in 2019-20, Louisville gets up to number 1 in the country under Chris Mack. And then they slowly start falling apart. Would have been safe of making the NCAA tournament, but from number 1 all the way down to, I mean, you're talking about maybe a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah.
That was the fall. The next year, the COVID year, only 13-7, and then 6-8 before Chris Mack gets fired. The interim guy goes 7-11. Then they make a disastrous hire of Kenny Payne, who ends up going 12-52.
Yeah, that was bad
at Louisville. And then Pat Kelsey last year, 27-8, incredible run to second in the ACC. I don't think it gets that bad for Michigan. No. I think Sharon Moore is not as good a coach as Chris Mack, but I'm more confident in him than I was Kenny Payne.
Sure.
For example, I don't think Michigan ever bottoms out to that level, but I wouldn't be shocked to see them just be a, fringe college football playoff team, or maybe they just stick in that, they're good, they're respectable. It's always going to be tough, but you're not as afraid of them, or there's not that same aura around them like there was over the last handful of years.
So just to put this into context, I mean, here's the thing. If on the off chance the NCAA requires Michigan to pay back some of the, even a percentage, they won't force them to pay back all of the media rights money.
Mm-hmm.
But even if it's a percentage of it, in 2021, I looked it up. In 2021, Michigan made $48 million from the media rights deals. In 2022, Michigan made, I think it was 58.8 million. So you're talking nearly $100 million. I mean, over $100 million in those 2 years. Even if it's 2%, 2% of 100 million, got to pay 20, or no, 2 million. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's even if it's 10%, like that's a massive chunk that could go to, as we know nowadays, in rev sharing and that. So it's a fascinating story. I mean, it's been a major storyline in this 24-hour news cycle that we live in, especially in sports with social media. For something to stay this notable, it should tell you how big of a deal it is. Let me ask you this simple question. Is there any chance Sharon Moore is not the coach for Michigan this year?
There's a chance, but I still think he probably coaches at least half the year.
I think it's tough just because he wasn't the head coach at the time.
Yeah.
If he was the head coach at the time, like I feel like in some of these conversations, not that Michigan gets to choose the punishment or has much say, but I'm sure that some of the comments that Michigan is making is he wasn't the head coach, so you can't, we've already suspended him for 3 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. That all takes place. There's a Zoom call 1 p.m. later today. So we finally find out all the ramifications of the Connor Stalions sign stealing scandal. I wonder what Connor's up to today. What's Connor Stalions doing today?
We know he's not defensive coordinating for a high school team anymore.
That is correct. Somebody let us know what Connor Stalions is up to. Let's talk Husker football on the other side here on The Drive.
Industrial Services reminds our drivers distracted driving is the #1 cause of accidents on our roadways. Drivers, put down your cell phone. Stop texting and driving before texting and driving stops you. Industrial Services offers local professional waste management. Call 402-467-3581 for quality customer service. Established in 1915, Industrial Services cares about our kids and reminding our drivers, don't let your smartphone make a fool out of you.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Tune in every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. for the Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters. Sit back and enjoy listening to Dr. Chatters discuss real stories involving struggle, inspiration, and real-life experiences with special guests and insights. Remember, the higher the pressure, the greater the lift. It's the Law of Lift with Dr. Lawrence Chatters every Saturday from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you can save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off. Mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. 8934 HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly, NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Drive 93.7, The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you. AD out today and for the foreseeable future as he recovers from back surgery. Austin Norman subbing in for him today. We were talking Michigan in the first segment. We will transition to Husker football stuff eventually. However, during the commercial break, some news regarding the Wolverines and also off the text line. We want to get to your guys' thoughts in just a second as well as we kind of put a bow on this conversation. Pete Thamel of ESPN tweets out less than 5 minutes ago, among Michigan's punishments, this comes from his sources, Michigan receives a significant fine that's expected to be more than $20 million. Michigan coach Sharon Moore is given an additional game suspension, which is expected to take place next season in 2026. The school already proposed a self-imposed 2-game ban for this upcoming season, which is slated for week 3 and week 4. We obviously know that Nebraska is one of those games for the Wolverines. But Austin, this is what we talked about, right? Significant fine, And according to Pete Thamel at ESPN, which is pretty respectable when it comes to breaking news and things like this, is that fine will exceed $20 million.
That's 2.5 times the Tennessee punishment from just 2 years ago in 2023.
That's steep.
From $8 million to $20
Think about
million.
it this way. Your rev share per year is 22.5.
Yeah.
It's essentially you're at peanuts there between 20 million. If it's exactly 20 million on the dot, you're at peanuts essentially between 22.5 and 20. That's an extra year of rev share that you have to now account for.
You got to make up somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to find that money somewhere, or you got to go without for a year, and we know that's not going to happen at a power program like Michigan. And my guess is 20 mil is just the start. I mean, it even says here expected to be more than 20 million, and from loss of postseason football revenue for the next 2 seasons, which I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean. It sounds like it's not getting, backdated, taken away, maybe like Louisville, but it's almost a preemptive fine instead of a retroactive one in some cases, which I don't know about that, but $20 million, that's a lot. And it has to be a lot because if we care about the integrity of the game, win it straight up. And I'm not saying don't advance scout.
No.
But it's just like baseball, right? You can get mad at sign stealing, but hide your signs better. Unless you're going above and beyond like Michigan is, which is far outside the scope of what I think we would describe as gamesmanship across sports, where if you've done your research, you've done your homework the right way, and you can figure it out, good on you, more power to it. They have to adjust. But if you do what Michigan does, apparently it's going to cost you at least $20 million.
This is, okay, so the perfect example off of that, there was a game last week between the San Diego Padres and the Boston Red Sox, where in the dugout, off of film that they were gathering, so obviously now in baseball, everybody knows how analytically based it is and how much they invest in the analytical side of things. However, so last week, I think it was Suarez for the Padres, he was tipping his pitches because the Red Sox, and there's coaches in the dugout that are designed for this. The same way that there are coaches on the sidelines that kind of not snuff these things out, but they pay attention to the little details, right? And this goes into the intricacies of putting the process of game day, right? And there's reasons why Nebraska wants the west sideline. There's reasons for that, right? Because then the coaches that are up in the box can't be looking at the side. Like there's details here. Well, in the baseball world last week, there was footage, a TV camera caught that the Red Sox were noticing that Suarez, the San Diego Padres pitcher, starts his delivery different when he throws a fastball versus throwing a changeup. And so they were then passing that message along throughout the entire dugout. That is scouting. That is doing your job.
That's legal video on the team iPad in the dugout.
Yes,
that's fine.
That is 100% allowed and frankly, I mean, encouraged. Do your job. That's doing your job to the highest capability. And then to your point of not hide your signs better. Suarez, whether it's a pickoff move, whether it's a tell, whether it's a delivery motion, whatever it might be, don't. Like keep it consistent. That's one of the things that they'll teach you at the lowest levels of semi-professional baseball. Mix up your timings on the mound. Don't be predictable. Things like that are important in baseball. So then football, we translate it. That is not even in the same book, chapter, library as the Michigan sign stealing stuff. This went above and beyond, disguises, opponent sidelines. Like, this is a massive deal. And so therefore the punishment has to be very heavy.
It does for the integrity of the game. We talk about that a lot in terms of the betting aspect, which has certainly come up this summer as well. But that's just a basic respect the game, respect your opponent. If they're better than you, they're better than you. If they're if you're better than them, go prove it.
You also share film.
You do.
Like at the high school level. Here's the thing: at the high school level, I talked to coaches. I've talked to multiple of them the last couple of weeks. And they're very upfront. We share film, we share books. Like there is something along the respect of the game, the gamesmanship type of thing. Of we are going to, it's a give and take type of thing. You give us this, we'll give you this.
It's mutually beneficial.
Yes. This was very one-sided.
Yeah,
very one-sided. I mean, it's that there's no other without you have to have a weighted punishment. You have to, and so. Once again, according to Pete Thamel of ESPN, it sounds like the punishment going to be pretty heavy. $20 million or more in fines. I still think if they really want to get them where it hurts and really punish Michigan, and it would suck for the Wolverines, and it'd probably be really bad for the Big Ten Conference. But I say this understanding all of that. It's postseason bans. Michigan, you cheated for 2 years. You can't play in the college football playoff for next 2 years.
Would you stop it at college football playoff? Or would you say blanket ban, no bowl game?
Well, see, here's the thing. If you're fining them in the future, they can play in a bowl game. Now, the question is, where do you put them? Right? Like, are you going to put a top 10 Michigan team that in any other year would be in the college football playoff, but this year they have to play in the Outback Bowl? Like, that's
Music City Bowl.
Yeah,
like really.
Yeah, right. And so I think naturally it would just be a blanket ban. But I mean, you talk about then you're asking Michigan to pay forward, but then you're taking them out of any postseason eligibility. That seems almost like a double negative. It's working against each other. Sure. Like figure out a way to make it. Figure out a way. Yeah, hit below the belt. Figure out a way to make it happen.
Because if it's just a college football playoff ban, I mean, what if Michigan goes 8-4 and that's not a problem?
That point,
to me, if it's going to be a punishment, if it's actually going to hurt, you still get something. You still get some reward for going to a bowl game, no matter how prestigious it is. I think a blanket postseason ban is the only thing that makes some sense, because Michigan in year one under Sherrone Moore did not look like a college football playoff contender.
Is there a chance that they go forward and say, okay, no postseason ban, but a certain percentage of all money you make in the postseason has to be paid? Like, I could see that potential. Like, if you're Michigan, okay, here's the way to maybe phrase this. And 402-464-5685, we'll get to your thoughts in just a second. If you're Michigan and they say there is either a postseason ban or there's postseason ban or there's no ban with ramifications, like what are you fighting for if you're Michigan?
If I'm Michigan, I need as much access as I can possibly get to whatever avenue of money and talent I can get, because those things go together hand in hand, really. The part that sucks about postseason bans, Nick, is that at least half this team, if not more, wasn't even there.
No.
It sucks.
And the coaching staff as well.
Right. Some of it, for sure. It sucks to have to punish people that weren't responsible for it. But
that's the morality side of it.
Right. But how do you go back and, retroactively apply punishment for people who aren't even in the sport of college football anymore? Maybe it's at a new program that you don't want to slap another program on the wrist for the violations of another. That's not healthy. But at this point, I think it's just the most fair way to go about it, because as much as this was a football issue, let's not pretend like Michigan's administration has exactly been squeaky clean either. So even if this is a football targeted punishment, if it hurts the athletic department, they've had their fair share of missteps off the football field as well. So, if it puts a dent in Ward Manuel's checkbook at this point, so be it. It might be what's the most fair.
You're right. Adam says, Legally speaking, there would have to be some show clauses involved in this as well. Sure. I imagine 5 to 8 years of like a show clause for Sherrone Moore. And they'll throw another, 5-year show clause on top of Jim Harbaugh, and like everybody's going to freak out about it, but it doesn't mean anything. No. And show clauses are just, like you said, Adam, legality stuff. There's a lot to get to. 402-464-5685. Old Dad 34. We'll get to this as we get to break. Old Dad 34 on the text line says this is off topic, but any news on how AD's back surgery went? Went great. Went successful. He's all good. Well, he's not feeling the greatest right now. I just got a text from him. He said, "Morning, bro. Rough night last night for sure. The numbness from the surgery began wearing off, so that pain went up a notch, but that means the healing has begun." So there you go. That's the update from AD himself. Murph on the text line says, sure, the players there being punished weren't there when the infractions were committed. However, how many would be there if Michigan had not found so much success by engaging in the activity? Sure. I mean, like, it's a Nebraska conversation, right? Like, not that Nebraska is involved in any of that off the field stuff, but what I'm saying is it's not that they've won necessarily at the highest of levels, and they've been able to recruit and supplement a roster well.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there are cases
just off
where,
the brand.
I mean, yeah, Michigan's Michigan. They're still always going to recruit at a high level. I mean, are you saying they wouldn't have Bryce Underwood, if they hadn't won the national championship? I don't know. That's a local kid. Maybe always wanted to go there. I'm not saying it's nothing, but I don't think that it's a huge thing. The other one I'll get to real quick, Nick, is 9326, who says you can't look at it as if the current players and coaches are being punished, even though they are. You got to look at it as the institution is being punished. Well, who makes up the institution? It's the players and coaches who are affected, right? So, yes, it is a punishment being handed down to Michigan, but does this punishment really affect the president, the chancellor? Does it affect the teachers? No, the people it affects are in the athletic department, some of whom were there and deserve it, others of whom were not there. The players and coaches comprise the institution. They're the ones being punished.
It is just a fascinating conversation. In addition to the sign stealing stuff, it's not like once this is off the burner for Michigan that cool, athletic department, the entire university, the institution is all sunshine and rainbows. We forget Warren Manuel is, I'm sure, looking at other opportunities at some point, right? But then also on top of it, you had a president that wanted to become the new president at the University of Florida, was denied that chance. And so they were like, all right, we'll let you come back to Michigan. Like, it's not a comfortable feeling, I imagine, in the Michigan institution department, athletic department. I just, it's a very, very strange time because sure, this is like one thing off the plate, off of everybody when the announcement gets made at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. But ultimately, there's a lot more. There's a lot more things going on.
Last thing quick, Ross Dellinger, 2 minutes ago. Jim Harbaugh, extra show cause of 10 years. Connor Stallion, show cause of 8 years.
Cool. I mean, those
for guys that won't ever coach a college football game.
Formalities, right? Like all formalities. Connor Stallions, you got to show us everything you do. Please justify it all. But anyway, when we come back, there's a couple of exciting things that happened on this day in history. We'll tell you about them when we come back. Also, Nebraska, New Jersey. We'll talk about it.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Hot and humid the next couple of days. We'll get up to 96 for a high today, 100 for a high tomorrow. Heat advisories will be in effect from 11 this morning until 8 tonight. Same thing coming up tomorrow. Feels like temperatures around 105. Make sure that you are staying safe here as we head into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
BHR Construction reminds listeners to please get out and donate to our military and our first responders. Whether it be a care package sent overseas or a blood donation right here at home, every little bit helps the troops. Don't forget the brave men and women that put their lives on the line each and every day for our very own. This reminder is courtesy of BHR Construction, serving our area with pride and integrity. For all your commercial and residential construction needs and home remodeling, BHR Construction, on the air because they care.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, Call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman alongside 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line is open for you. Let's get to some history real quickly before we get to the 10 o'clock hour. The entire 10 o'clock hour, we can promise, will be Husker football stuff, unless more Michigan breaking news comes to the forefront. But
there's not a legally binding promise from Nick. Do not hold him to it.
Please don't. I just not in the mood. No, don't. Please don't do that. How about this one? On this day in 1950, the first recorded wiffle ball game was played in Connecticut, Austin.
How about that?
On this day in 1950, it is now known as National Wiffle Ball Day. It was invented in a Connecticut backyard in 1950. The lightweight plastic equipment, it's inspired its own unique style and own unique style of play. The first wiffle ball game. I'm sure you played wiffle ball in your yard.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Big wiffle ball guy. Huge wiffle ball guy.
I love, I mean, we're way too old now to play this.
Says who?
I've wondered that a couple of times. not when I've been 24 now, but like 21 and 20. Like I wondered, like, you know, when there was a lot less going on in my life, thinking to myself, okay, what if me and the boys just got together and played some wiffle ball?
I mean,
I don't know if we could.
We have grown men, former Major League Baseball dudes, throwing a wiffle ball around in a garage.
Yes.
I'm just saying that exists. If they can do it and it's not beneath them, it may be non-traditional, but we can pick up a wiffle ball and a wiffle bat. We can do it.
And like actually play a game.
Oh, at least take some hacks. At least.
See,
Dinger Derby.
Here's my thing is, okay, so actually in Canada this last week, we took a football, or they had a football there. And like my happiest of happy places is, I think I found it this last week, sitting on a float, chucking the football around.
Oh heck yeah!
On the lake,
guys being dudes.
Like that's all it was. There was none of us were running routes. There was no like one-on-ones. It was just spinning the pigskin. And like I thought to myself, like you could do it for hours. And that's where like I think like as baseball guys, I could play catch for hours and never get tired of it.
No, I'm with you. My roommate and I did that. You know, now this is back in college. But
yeah.
The house that we lived in backed up onto the 1011 property.
Okay.
So we just kind of went back in their backyard, just
absolutely
threw it around a little bit.
That's how you get some long toss in.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of those things that, okay, yeah, maybe grow out of it when your playing days are done, but also like you don't have to grow up from that. Like it's a game of catch with the boys. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to bring that back. We got to make it normal because it's just such a core part of like who we are as guys being dudes. I feel no shame ever just tossing the pigskin around, playing a game of catch, shooting hoops. I'm never gonna feel bad about that.
Like,
Never.
I think so. So I played this. I want to get the reaction from the text line here. How about this one? Washers. Have you ever played washers?
Yes.
We played.
Yes.
I had not played washers in years. Where it's like 1, 3, 5 points. I had not played washers in years. And we show up, and my buddy's dad, who's at the house, he was like, "Hey, we got cornhole and we got washers for you guys to play if you want to play after you guys get out of the water and stuff." And so I was like, "This is literally a grown-up adult their dream. You got floats, you got beer, you have washers, and you have cornhole." I mean, it was Look at this. How about this one? Cold beers flowing. Phone on Do Not Disturb. The boys vibes summer. Can't beat throwing the football around with your boys while sunken back in a floaty. Bingo. That's all you need.
All you got to say, hell yeah.
That's summer. That's what we experienced. That was 7 days for me this last week. But I mean, man, I have a buddy, Cubsker says this. I could do that, but my shoulder is shot and I can't do it long, and that's what makes me sad. My buddy shout out to Micah. He's not listening, but shout out to Micah. He has had both shoulders repaired, or one of the shoulders repaired, and the other one pops out of its socket. Like, he'll do the smallest of things and it'll pop out of its socket. And like that man, he was on a pool float and reached up trying to catch it one hand, and it popped. He's like, oh no. And then his fiance had to come over and put it back into place.
That's my brother Jackson. He has the worst luck with shoulders too. He's the last 3 times he tried to play pickup basketball, dislocated shoulder, thrown up, dislocated shoulder.
Man, I just, it's happened. It happens often to Micah. Shout out to Micah. He pops that shoulder. He'll like reach for an iPad that's on the coffee table and it'll pop out. I mean, it's bad. It's real bad. But either way, that'll do it for history. When we come back, let's talk Husker football. We're 13 days away, folks. Let's get excited. We'll do that next to the 10 o'clock hour. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman. Feel free to chime in, 402-464-5685.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Hot and humid the next couple of days. We'll get up to 96 for a high today, 100 for a high tomorrow. Heat advisories will be in effect from 11 this morning until 8 tonight. Same thing coming up tomorrow. Feels like temperatures around 105. Make sure that you are staying safe here as we head into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Industrial Services reminds our drivers distracted driving is the #1 cause of accidents on our roadways. Drivers, put down your cell phone. Stop texting and driving before texting and driving stops you. Industrial Services offers local professional waste management. Call 402-467-3581 for quality customer service. Established in 1915, Industrial Services cares about our kids and reminding our drivers, don't let your smartphone make a fool out of you.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity, positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3 ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in, hour 2 of the show. Nick Sander and Austin Norman with you. I said we were going to talk Husker football, and as much as we want to, we just need to stop taking commercial breaks, because whenever we take a commercial break, we end up receiving more news on the Michigan scandal. Why have announcements of, hey, these are going to come out at noon. These are going to be announced to the public at 1 p.m. Eastern time or noon Central time, when you have guys that are in the breaking news business that release them at 10:05 in the morning Central time.
It's dumb. I feel the same way.
So
I feel the same about draft picks.
Yes.
Like, we've just completely killed the suspense of, oh my gosh, we actually get to build up to this, because we know that we don't actually have to wait that long.
Yeah.
It is such a symptom of the era that we live in. And I get it. I mean, go get your money, Pete Thamel. Go do your thing, Ross Dellinger.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, hey, maybe it's okay to sit on it a little bit. But again, do you trust the other guy to sit on it? No, you don't.
No.
So you got to throw it out there, and I get it, and I hate it.
That's what those stories that they do like those info series and documentaries on like Shams and Schefter and like their screen time and things like that. I don't know how you do it. Here is the thing. Let's do this first. Let's talk Husker football just for a few minutes, and we'll get to the full list of Michigan punishments in about 10 minutes or so. But the Nebraska football team announced earlier today that they will be wearing all black alternate uniforms for the USC game on November 1st. And so everybody loves the alternate uniform conversation. We now know November 1st, all black uniforms. Very similar look to what they had a few years ago when they played like UCLA. It's a very similar look to that when UCLA came to town, before UCLA was a member of the Big Ten Conference, that is. But nonetheless, that's a very similar look to where it's like white letters and numbers. They have the white helmets with the black N on each side of the helmet.
In fact, we have one right in front of you. I'll see if I can grab it here real quick.
I can't reach over the computers, but it's a very, very similar look as to what I like it. You know what? Guess what? I would also be a fan of this idea that Nebraska and USC, two teams that will, it's exactly like that. If you're watching on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, I would hope that this year you have a USC team that a lot of people are excited about, and a lot of national pundits are picking to sneak into the college football playoff in the Trojans. But then you also have a Nebraska team that, leading up to that game in November 1st, has a pretty favorable schedule. And so it could be a pretty notable game. And as much of a fan of Big Noon Kickoff that I am, I really hope Big Noon Kickoff doesn't get this game, because a blackout at Memorial Stadium with the all-black uniforms against a blue blood brand like USC would be so good. It would be so good to kick off November with that spectacle. You're out on them. You hate them.
I am not.
Say what you want to say.
I am not all the way in on them. I think it makes sense for a Penn State to do a whiteout game in a game like this. When has black on the uniform ever been a Nebraska color?
Black shirts.
Your uniforms are red. They're red.
I get it.
Troy Dannon said this offseason, we're leaning into red. That's our color. And here we are with black alternate uniforms. Now, I'm sure this isn't just now in the works. I'm sure this has been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
Either this needs to be a thing consistently, and it needs to start with a bang with a Nebraska win over USC, or it needs to not happen again. The jerseys are okay. But
are you out on alternates just altogether?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fine with alternates. That's okay. But I think black is not the route that I would have got. I get it. It's number one, it's weird because
go ahead. Sorry.
Number one's weird because the defense, I don't think, is going to be the strength of this team.
Oh, interesting.
I think it would have made more sense last year.
Okay.
Ty, Nash, Bullock, Gifford, defensive backfield, guys like that. when the defense was
Tommy Hill.
legitimate. Sure. The strength of
I knew that'd throw you off. Go ahead.
nailed it. Next year, say Elijah Judy or something like that. But he can be a big piece this year. Don't get me wrong. The black shirts are associated with the defense. Why are we making the offense wear black? I think Iowa State has gone way too far in the direction of going away from their colors. Like, they have tried to claim black and gray, and they just have a refusal to use their school colors. And I don't get it. It makes no sense. I don't want Nebraska to go down that path. It looks like you're trying to maybe copy Iowa State, but no, it's our thing. It's the black shirts. You're red. There's got to be red incorporated on the jersey somewhere, right? If you want to do a defense tribute, that's fine. But we've tried the blacks before. They're okay. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. I could take it or leave it. I've seen worse. I just like red. It's Nebraska. Why are we leaning so much into black for 1/3 of the team?
Dan from Canopy, he mentions he agrees with you. He says the uniforms are red. How about let's win some games first? Go Big Red. Winning. Okay, I feel like we need to, and this is not a shot at Dan at all. We need to have preface this because Austin, you and I, whatever side of the aisle that we fall on the alternate uniforms conversation, we need to preface it with winning solves everything. Like, winning is priority number one. This is there's a reason we're only going to spend a very short amount of time on this conversation because there's X's and O's and there's personnel conversations that Austin and I definitely want to get into throughout the rest of the hour. However, I think that there's something also to be said about the spectacle that you can create on TV and for the folks that are in the stands. Yes, Nebraska as a school, as an institution, it's all about tradition. I mean, like, it is. It certainly is. There's some people that say we need to leave tradition in the past and allow it, and we need to honor it, and we need to not incorporate into our daily lives. There's then the other side that it says in this year of 2025, that's all we're clinging on to. You can't have it both ways. So that's where I will agree with you.
And I don't think that's me, right? Because I'm not saying tradition for tradition's sake. I guess my take is this is Nebraska USC.
Yes.
This should be a classic college football uniform
1000%
matchup where you have, USC's road whites with the maroon and the gold and Nebraska's home reds, and that should pop on TV on its own. I'm a little worried about Husker fans. I'm not sure they're going to actually black it out. Yeah. I'm going to need to be convinced of that.
I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about that conversation.
I think that this is the high risk, high reward option. If this is going to be Nebraska's thing moving forward, if they beat USC and this becomes, annually we're going to do a blackout game. This is the game that's going to be against a big name program. So be it. I will get on board because you can't have new old traditions.
Yeah.
You got to start sometime. You got to start somewhere. Nebraska could be choosing this. If they're going to be consistent with it and it works, cool, more power to them. I would rather see the classic uniform matchup and save the blackout and the black uniforms and all that hubbub for a quote unquote lesser
Would you prefer them to wear it against Houston Christian?
I think conference game is fine.
Okay.
I really think it's fine with it being a conference game, but I would rather see it be Michigan State than USC.
Okay.
For example.
Just because of the traditionalist in you wants to see the traditional uniform matchup.
Correct.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I think, and we're getting a lot of folks on the text line that, that are both sides of this conversation. One of them says this might be the worst take I've ever heard from Austin. The other one
you haven't been listening long.
The other one is, yes, Austin, yes. So there's a lot of opinions on this. I've said it time and time again that I think fan experience, and this is not just because Nebraska loses. Austin, you and I have been to games elsewhere, right? And that's something that I always pay attention to is how do in this day and age of so many commercials and so many media timeouts, and as the games get shorter, TV networks are going to find ways to then lengthen commercial breaks. This is what I'm saying. You have to figure out a way to get fans involved. And I'm starting to get away from the the actual uniform conversation. And what I'm going to say is that doing something like a blackout themed games, it's hard to correlate 90,000, and you're not going to be able to get all 90,000 to follow. But there needs to be something.
Mhm.
Like I'm a firm believer there needs to be something.
Stripe it, do levels, do
outs,
layers, do color out, something.
When you're operating with the budget that Nebraska has also, you can provide that stuff. It does not take long to get t-shirts. To even, it doesn't have to be all 90,000. Have it just be the lower bowl.
Mhm.
Have it be the ones that you're going to see on TV.
Mhm.
Create this spectacle. Create the environment. That's what I want from Nebraska at times that we don't always get. And so with that being said, John and Cortland says gimmicky moves do not win football games. The uniforms don't make the players play better, right? Isaac Gutierrez says, I hope they win. They can wear whatever. I prefer scarlet and red. It's our color, but if they are successful on the field, let them have fun with it. That's Isaac and Lincoln. D-Train says the black ones are the best ones we've ever had as far as alternate uniform goes. I guess for me, it's more the helmets. I love the black uniforms. I will say that right now. I love the black. The chrome against Northwestern was fine. Nebraska and all of college football went through this like weird chrome phase where everybody was doing chrome. Those ones that I mentioned against UCLA were some of the best ones. They had those ones against Buffalo as well that were really, really good. Would you have preferred, let me ask you this, would you have preferred them do like those like mesh jerseys that the mesh look jerseys that they had to commemorate the year?
You can't even tell those on TV.
No.
During the play. So it's got to be something that pops and stands out. I will tell you, of the ensemble, I'm cool with the helmet.
Yeah.
I like the helmet. And I don't know if there are NCAA, rules or something against it, but what if Nebraska's defense could wear these helmets? And Nebraska's defense could wear the black uniforms.
But that's not the uniform, though, Austin.
That's what I'm saying. Can we compromise? Can we give the defense the black outlines?
Let's compromise
with the black helmet. Maybe the whole team would have to do it. I don't know, because if you did this helmet with the red jersey, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You got to go one way or the other. But what if Nebraska's defensive tradition was we all wear black cleats, or black shirts get to wear black cleats, something like that?
Yeah, like that is how this is going to piss off the older generation, and I'm not a fan of what I'm about to say. Let me make this very clear. This is just being authentic and real, unfortunately. Is when you're not winning games, you still have to figure out a way to create tradition.
Yeah.
So that way in 25 years from now, you can say when things were really bad, we still created something pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess, like as much as, once again, this is going to make people mad. In 2040, fewer people are going to want to talk about what happened 50 years ago in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that. We are closer to being 50 years removed from Nebraska's not dominant run in the 90s. We are closer to being that than we are to actually being in the era.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you have to figure out ways. So to Austin's point, this is what I will agree with. Be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so flip-floppy. And it's hard to be consistent when you're talking about something like this because administrations change. We know the way that Trev Alberts thought about the tradition at Nebraska. They needed to keep it all traditional. Don't change a single thing. Don't wear alternate uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Dannon is a little more, we can do this stuff, right? Obviously, as we see. I agree with you 100% in that aspect. Be consistent.
And I think to your point about even if the team success isn't there, you got to find ways to get people coming back to the stadium.
Yeah.
I've been to more Nebraska basketball games than I've been to Nebraska football games. That's the program that really needed to embrace that probably 10, 15 years ago.
Sure.
Right? I mean, the Collier era didn't go as planned. Miles had his ups and downs.
Yeah.
And now even into Fred Hoiberg, right? The way it started, the way it's going now, Nebraska basketball hasn't picked a theme, said this is what we do on this home game.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do this every year.
That's
even if it doesn't go well the first year, the second year, eventually you get that bug in people's mind. Oh yeah, this game is coming up, right? You have the Coaches for Cancer game where it's the suit jackets and the tennis shoes, right? That's a college basketball wide thing. But look what Creighton's done. Now they've been successful.
Yep.
But every February they got their pink out game.
Yep.
Every year. without fail. It's one time. It's different. It's against a conference opponent. And
Because
it
there's
goes
no
well for them.
overkill. It doesn't have
It's
to,
in
like,
and out. You're good.
Everything I feel like it does not have to be overkill. Here's the thing. So John and Cortland said this: tradition was created in the 1970s. Nick, recreate tradition. Interesting. No. In no way, shape, or form am I saying recreate tradition. Build on tradition. Add to tradition. In no way am I ever saying forget about what happened from 1970 to 1995 or 1997, excuse me, or even 2001. Don't ever forget about it. But in 2040, it's going to become harder and harder for the folks that are cheering on your program the most consistently. It is going to become more and more difficult for them to have knowledgeable conversations and opinions about it. The stories will always get passed down. The tradition will always be there. Don't recreate it, build off of it. And you have to be creative in ways to build on it when you're not winning. You have to be creative. Granted, once again, this is why we preface the article with this, of that, hey, every single thing goes back to winning. It goes back to success. It's easier to create tradition. It's easier to build on tradition when you win. And so that, like, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that priority number one is about uniforms or is about the fan engagement, the fan excitement, the fan experience. No way at all. No way. And in no way, shape, or form am I ever saying to forget about or recreate the tradition that built this place.
It might not be a must-win game for Nebraska football in November. I can't see that far ahead.
Yeah.
This announcement makes it close to a must-win game for the athletic department. If this is what they want to build, if this is what they want to do, every year we're going to honor the black shirts. We're going to honor that history and tradition. Our first home game in November is going to be a blackout.
Yeah.
The best way to get people excited for it and be coming back to do it again is to win the dang football game.
And don't get it twisted. Post-game show, let's move. Let's jump ahead in this hypothetical conversation to where it's the night of November 1st. Nebraska just beat USC in the all-black uniforms, and their record is what the record is. What are we talking about? We are talking about the game. Even if they lose, we are talking about the game.
We won't stand for any of the, it's a curse, alternate jersey curse. It didn't work. It's stupid.
But
just wear traditional.
This is very much of a preseason conversation.
Yeah.
November 1st comes around. It'll be, wow, look, these are pretty cool uniforms because they always turn out somewhat cool. And it's a nice little spectacle. But at the end of the day, at the end of the game, when the 93.7 The Ticket post-game show comes on, and whoever's talking on the post-game show, we will be discussing the football because that is priority number one. Win the games. We'll dissect them. We can worry about the alternate jerseys before, after, when the season's not going on.
And if Nebraska wins that game, it is not a tradition yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to take some time, people.
So either way, there you have it. Really good conversation, though. This is always fascinating to me. Micah and Lincoln, would being a Nike school have a better impact on alternate uniforms? I think, did you see this? I'm sure you did, Austin. Tennessee's moving back to Adidas. There's a lot of universities that are going to Adidas now. We've been so much of get away from Adidas. There's a lot of schools going back to Adidas. Tennessee in the early 2010s was an Adidas school. Then they moved away and they went to Under Armour, I believe.
Tennessee?
Were they Nike?
They were Nike.
Yeah. They were at Nike.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they've moved away and they are now going to be coming back to Adidas. There's a lot of schools that are choosing Adidas, which is somewhat interesting because 5-10 years ago, Adidas was the lesser of the two. I don't know.
They're following the money. That's all it is.
Oh, do you just think it's all about money?
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to uniforms?
Oh, absolutely.
Like that?
Who gives us the best deal? Who gives us the most? And I think a big part of it for Tennessee, they are under the impression that they are going to be treated like Adidas's flagship brand and program.
Okay.
I'm not so sure I would hitch my cart to that horse necessarily if I was Tennessee. Certainly they're a big deal, but I still think the biggest property that Adidas had. I mean, Nebraska football is certainly up there. Kansas basketball is certainly up there. Miami is still an Adidas school, I believe. Those are all some pretty big brands. I'm not saying Tennessee's a bad one, but I think Vols fans and Vols reporters are getting maybe a little out ahead of their skis, saying, oh yeah, we're going to take over as the flagship program. We're going to be the crown jewel of Adidas. I'm not willing to go there yet.
How do you feel? How much do you feel like Dylan Raiola, who has a partnership with Adidas, had in this uniform?
I hope none.
What if we told Husker fans that Dylan Raiola created this uniform? Would they be less for it? Yeah, would they be less mad?
I would be more mad. He's spending his time designing uniforms.
You should be studying the playbook.
Get in the playbook. Now, the flip side of that is he's being a good teammate and pumping up the defense that helped him win 6 regular season games last year. And it's maybe being a good teammate from that way. So if he said, yes, I'd rather go with the black shirt uniforms because the defense has been great recently, fantastic. If Dylan Raiola spent time at Adidas HQ designing the uniforms, get in your playbook, young fella.
They are, here's the thing. They are Nebraska football, that is. They're designated as a blackout. They just posted wear black, paint it black. They are designating that November 1st game against USC as a blackout. I like it. It's got to be a night game.
Oh, it says the guy wearing black right now. What did Nick know? What did Nick Sainert know?
Shout out tonight. Sources.
What did he know?
Sources. But see, I sat on it. I didn't do the announcement. No, it'll be really cool if we could pull it off. I hope Husker fans don't disappoint us. The last time they had a blackout game. Oh, trivia question. When was the last time they had a blackout game? I remember this day vividly because it was a massive recruiting weekend.
Was it Indiana?
It was not. It was the weekend. It is one of the biggest weekends in the Mike Riley recruiting era.
I do not recall.
So, a guy on campus has been in the news in the NFL recently.
Oh, Micah Parsons, Friday Night Lights?
It was not Friday Night Lights. It was the Nebraska versus Wisconsin matchup.
Okay.
It was a blackout. He was there with Brendan Radley Hiles, Chase Williams, who turned out to be a USC commit. Mario Goodrich was there, who ended up going to Clemson and playing in the college football playoff game. Then also TJ Pledger, who was an Oklahoma commit, was also there. Dang. A massive recruiting weekend that week, or that game, that Nebraska then lost to Wisconsin. But that was the blackout game.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of what year that would have been. They start to string together. What year was Micah Parsons? It would have been like 2017, 2018 class.
Gosh, that was so long ago.
October. I feel like the day was October 8th.
Micah Parsons was in the class of 2018, so probably 2017.
Yeah, so October. This will be interesting to see. Okay, so let's football schedule real quick. We'll pull up because I'm curious. Husker football schedule 2017.
While you do that, some fascinating lead recruiters for Micah Parsons, according to 24/7 Sports. His lead recruiter at Penn State, Brent Pry.
Yeah.
His lead recruiter at Georgia, Shane Beamer.
That's right.
His lead recruiter at Oklahoma, Mike Stoops. At Nebraska, Trent Bray. At Ohio State, Larry Johnson.
So he couldn't go to Ohio State because he broke NCAA violations on College Game Day set. So I was a day off. October 7th, 2017. Nebraska welcomed 9th-ranked Wisconsin. They lost 38-17. It was a 7 p.m. kickoff. 7 p.m. kickoff. Tanner Lee threw a pick six, a 78-yard pick six.
What? He threw a pick six?
That's right.
No way.
Gaglianone had a couple field goals. Tanner Lee completed a 80-yard touchdown pass to Stanley Morgan Jr. Jonathan Taylor ran all over the Huskers. Who was Wisconsin's quarterback?
2017?
2017.
Are we in Alex Hornibrook territory?
That is right. Alex Hornibrook. Then he ended up turning out to be a Florida State quarterback. Yeah, there you have it. Fred Not Hoiberg on the text line says, hold on. He says, I will be at that game. I will not be wearing black.
Come on, man.
Let's take a break. More Husker football on the other side.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Breaking here at the news desk: when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's
50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Nick Sainert, Austin Orman. Had to catch my breath there. I hiccuped as soon as I said my first name. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. 13 days away from kickoff. Nebraska and the Cincinnati Bearcats down in Kansas City. Make sure you get your tickets now for the Blur Events tailgate down there in Kansas City. It'll be a good time as we will be celebrating, kicking off the season. Myself, Jake Sorensen, will be down there. We'll also have some stuff going on here in Lincoln. So just stay tuned. Whether you're going down to the game, come see us at Blur. It'll be just across the street from Arrowhead Stadium. If you're
just
staying
across the parking lot.
Yeah, just across the parking lot. If you're staying in town, make sure you stay tuned for what we got going on here. We got a lot of stuff going on that we're excited for in 13 days. Let's talk a little bit about it. 402-464-5685. And I think Austin and I would like this to be a listener-driven discussion. 13 days away, biggest concerns. And not even concerns, maybe just biggest storylines that you're looking for. And whether this is personnel of how much a guy is going to play, whether how much we're going to be talking about a guy who's the guy that we're talking about the most after the game against Cincinnati. We go whichever direction you want to go with it. Whatever popped into your mind first, send that into our text line 402-464-5685. Because Austin, for me, it's not a personnel conversation. Instead, I am most curious right now to find out the philosophy, the balance between running and passing on offense. I have a very hard time believing that Nebraska will run the ball a lot. I struggle. I struggle to believe it. I look at this running back room and I look at, I like Emmett Johnson a lot. I also like Mekhi Nelson a lot. Just from things that we've heard, that I would say there's no surprise when I say this. Nebraska and Dylan Raiola are going to throw the ball around the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know where you land on this. I'm dropping this on you like a bomb, but at the end of the day, that is the number one curiosity in my mind right now when I look, especially at this offense.
I funny enough, I'm actually more concerned about it being personnel reasons for not running the ball than philosophical reasons.
Okay, maybe that's what mine is too. I just didn't know how to formulate.
No,
that.
I get what you're saying, because Dana Holgerson's reputation is one thing, but when you actually go back and look at the numbers, it's not as extreme as you might think.
Sure,
I don't think that Dana Holgerson would have come and worked for Matt Rule if he wasn't okay with Matt Rule saying, "Yeah, we want to be physical and I want to be able to run the ball."
Yeah.
Now, do I think it's going to be a run first philosophy? No, I'm with you. I think Nebraska will certainly lean more on the passing, but I don't think Dana Holgerson's going to go 75-25 pass to run.
No.
I think it's going to be, probably 55-45 if I had to guess, pass to run, within a 10%, band either way of that. I'm honestly more worried about, does Nebraska have the horses to run the ball?
Maybe that's where I'm
not
at too.
out on Emmett Johnson. Haven't seen him as a full-time starter. We know about the depth at RB2. We know the names. No one stepped up and done it yet. Offensive line, new pieces. It takes a little bit of time to gel. I don't think Nebraska will have a dominant running game. I don't think that Nebraska will rely on it. And I don't think there's a substitute for it, right? Yeah, you can do the quick screen passes and the swing passes and do a quasi-run game, but Jay said on Old School, and I'll believe him, there is no substitute for a real physical downhill running game. I don't think that's going to be Nebraska. I don't think they're going to be an elite running team. All I'm going to ask is that they, number one, make an effort, and number two, dig deep and find a way to run the ball when they have to.
And maybe that's where I'm at. Derek in a car makes an interesting text into the show, 402-464-5685. He says, Nick, you're being Mr. Obvious now. Holgerson knows how to attack, and it's short passes and dumps to the flat in the first half. He will run it more than you think. I think Austin summarized it perfectly, and Austin made my way of thinking more clear, is that it's a very similar feeling to I think what Nebraska's program has experienced in the past, where it's they want to be able to run it. Do they have the bodies to run it? I think that's more of the interesting piece, because let's just look at the tea leaves, look at the actions. Nebraska, they move on from Dante Dowdell, or Dante Dowdell moves on from Nebraska, whichever way you want to formulate it. They lose a running back, a guy that was notable in the running back room last year.
Productive player. Starter.
Productive, yes. And you also went out and got Emmett Johnson back from the portal. You did not add any other body in that room. You paid a lot of attention to the wide receiver room. You went out and got an all-SEC wide receiver. You went out and got a guy that had over 600 receiving yards as a freshman at Cal in Isaiah Hunter. Don't forget, you also previously went back to Kentucky and got Hardly Gilmore the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot here. There's a lot that you went and invested into the wide receiver room to surround your quarterback, so that way in the passing game you are effective.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a whole lot of emphasis put on the running back room.
No,
the running back room is not a concern for me. It's more so of I'm intrigued to see how it shakes out, because Nebraska's got to be very careful that they don't get into the rut that they've been in the last decade, to where we get late in the year and Nebraska needs to close out a game, or they need to just run the clock, and there's no ability to do so.
They get stuffed for 2 yards on first and 10.
Not because they don't want to, but just because they just don't have the bodies.
Some of that is the offensive line. Some of that is calling the right play at the right time. Some of it's on running back, right? It's not like we're blaming one person for Nebraska's inability to run the ball. I mean, even under Scott Frost, Nebraska was racking up 200 yards a game on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But to what point? What did it do for Nebraska? Not a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
The teams that run the ball the most are the really good teams who are physically better than you and can run at will. And the really bad teams who don't want to risk throwing an interception, they'd rather take their chances running the ball, 60% of the time, go 3 and out, and give their defense a chance to do it.
Yep.
That's the majority of the heavy run teams in college football. Nebraska running the ball worked to great effect 30 years ago. 20 years ago, you can argue.
Yeah.
And certainly when you have a series of game breakers like Roy Haley Jr., Rex Burkhead, and Amir Abdullah, guys like that change the game. You know,
very much
I
so.
don't think there's a guy like that on Nebraska's roster. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I'm also not mad if Nebraska doesn't run the ball as much as some fans might want, because I don't think there's a guy that they absolutely, without a doubt, need to force feed carries to, because you never know which carry this guy gets is going to change the game.
And BWD 51 on the YouTube stream. Can't forget about our fine friends over there on the YouTube stream. He says, I think they're going to try to be balanced. I think they'll want to throw when they want you, not when they have to. He says, if you pass when you want and when you run when you want, that means you're pretty much in control of the game. Here's what I would say in response to that. By balanced, I think we all can agree, if we want to throw the percentages out there, like the 55-45, I think 55 pass, 45 run, right? I think that's balanced, right? Because there's the pendulum will then swing one side to the other from game to game, and the flow of the game, and that all matters too. However, in response to that is, I'll say this as clear as I can. It's not a conversation of what do they want to do. It's what are they able to do most successfully, because you have to fight that fine line, and you have to know where that line is, because you can't go out there. Let's do this hypothetical scenario. Nebraska's up by a touchdown late in a game in the fourth quarter, or excuse me, in late in the season in the fourth quarter, and you have 9 minutes left in the game. You run into a brick wall, you run into a brick wall, you run into a brick wall, 3 and out. You wasted a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
You're punting from your own 30.
You're punting from your own 30. So then let's say the defense going gets you off the hook, right? They force the 3 and out on their own. So
and not much time has come off the clock because you're ahead. They're trailing.
The other team was passing, so you got 6 minutes left in the game. Plenty. This feels like a scenario that Nebraska's actually had, because they have. I'm specifically remembering a scenario. So then Nebraska, what do? Do you throw on first down? Do you run? You just got stuffed 3 straight plays. Let's run it again. 1st and 10, 1 yard gain. 2nd and 9, 1 yard loss. 3rd and 10. What do you do? Do you risk a pass play? And then you stop the clock? Are you playing not to lose? This is where we've gotten to. This is how we've gotten where Nebraska is currently at as a program in the state of the program. You have to figure out. So it, once again, BWD 51 on the YouTube stream, it is not about what they want to do. I'm more interested. I wouldn't say concerned. I'm more interested in seeing what they are able to do when the time comes.
The other part of this conversation will be, who do they believe in?
Bingo.
Who have they identified as the guys that they need to get the ball to? Because we know Husker fans love to run the ball. We know Husker fans have seen plenty of good quarterbacks in the past. Go make a play. But if this staff believes that Dylan Raiola is the best player on the team, the best decision maker on the team, the guy that they want the ball in his hands late in the game, they're not going to run it. But this is too, Nick, where the development of Dylan Raiola is going to play a big role in Nebraska's season. Because if he's that good, if he is the guy that Nebraska fans want to believe, that Nebraska coaches believe that they have, they will understandably want to throw the ball a lot because he's that good and give him chances to do it. And Nebraska fans would be over the moon if he's successful throwing the ball, puts up a 3,500-yard season, 28-plus touchdowns, single-digit picks. Husker fans are ecstatic about that. But if Dylan Raiola hasn't taken a jump, and maybe Nebraska's run into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Maybe they like Dylan, but are they covering for him? Has he not taken the jump that they wanted? They don't quite trust him. So they feel obligated to run the ball. And then it's, well, you got a 5-star quarterback.
Yeah.
Why aren't you using him?
That's the other part is you're absolutely right. There's also something to be said about use the talent that you have, get your best guys the football. Dylan's going to touch it every single day or play. Goodness, I said game, play. Every single play. Once again, that's where I also go back to, what did they invest in the portal? Wide receiver, a lot, right? You don't get Dane Key out of the portal to let him sit or to let him not be a factor when the game's on the line, right? That you just don't. You don't. And if you did, then general manager conversation, right? Which that's the day and age that we're in. But we're not there. We're not. So that's where I'm very, very fascinated to see everybody's favorite word, complementary football. How does Nebraska operate with it? And the real truth, we probably won't really get a good idea of it until week 5, week 6 of the season. And then at that point, you're halfway through and you ask yourself, is it too late to try to change a philosophy? And the answer is probably yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Especially that is the downside to playing a first 3 games that consist of Cincinnati, Akron, and Houston Christian. You should be able to do what you want when you want against Akron and Houston Christian. But what about USC on November 1st? What about Michigan on September 20th?
Well, they'll be imbued with the power of the black shirt jerseys
Bingo!
on November 1st.
It's a blackout. Don't forget. Let's take a break. We wrap things up next.
MMA fighting is back this Saturday with summer season VFL 4 at the Complex. Lincoln's best amateur MMA fighters will display their best performances, with Misael Monares fighting Colin Fisher for the welterweight title to wrap up the night. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream the event as well. Doors will open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, August 16th, all at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been an trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show one final time on a Friday. Ready to get back, I know myself, into a routine. I'm looking around. I was driving, obviously, to work this morning, and you can sense that college is on the horizon. Folks moving back into dorms, not dorms, but the fraternity and sorority houses. They're all doing their things. And
friend of the station, Rich Lovett, just got moved into his apartment.
That's
He was
right.
telling us this morning.
That's right. And so, yeah, there's a lot more people walking around throughout the city. If you're moving into a new place this weekend, I am so sorry. It is going to get toasty. It's like 98 degrees on Saturday, 96 today and Sunday. I don't miss any of it.
Do you live by a school?
I do not.
I do. It's just outside of my immediate neighborhood.
Okay.
And when I normally leave for work to get here, 10:30, 10:45, 11, no issues. When I have to get here for the drive.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I screwed up. I tried to take the left turn into the teeth of school traffic. That was a mistake. I wised up today. But moving traffic, school starting again traffic.
Yeah.
And just the general Lincoln drivers traffic.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe that's a reminder. Take your time. Allow for extra time. I was trying to get to the south side of town yesterday. I tell you what, we talk about construction a lot on this show.
Buck and I did yesterday.
Did you really?
We did.
It must just be a drive thing. But here's the thing. The construction on 84th Street has to be taken care of. I don't know if you've driven by on 84th in the afternoon. Text us 402-464-5685. If you have fallen victim to the 84th Street traffic, and 84th is a long stretch, so probably people are probably like, Nick, what do you mean? It is about from the Mopac Trail going north. 84th and I what is that, Sandalwood? I used to live in that neighborhood. It's like Sandalwood or something like that. 84th by the Mopac Trail to 84th and O. If you are going north at like 3 o'clock to 4:30, well, I guess 5, because work traffic, just be prepared to add about 30 minutes. It's one lane. People do not move. I'm serious. You're done. You're done. You're just going to sit there for hours.
So I go to Messiah down there,
Yes.
84th, just south of A. Sunday mornings, it's not too bad. I'm glad I'm not down there dealing with it at any other point.
You're right. You're right. That
Would you describe the construction as a problem, capital, all caps, with the snorting smoke emoji?
No, I wouldn't say it's a problem. Like, let me say this through everything. It's all very necessary. Like the stuff in South Lincoln by the areas of like 14th and Pine Lake, God bless them for getting it done before Southwest got back into school and stuff. Like they needed that done. All the stuff on 84th Street, absolutely necessary. I am in no way complaining. I'm just letting people know. Plan for alternate routes. I do have to say this. Old friend of the station, Nathan Brennan. I don't know if he's listening.
He better be.
He might be. Nathan Brennan, our old friend, is getting married tomorrow. So that is how I will be celebrating the weekend. I'll be celebrating Nate. He brought the Hokey Bird to the wedding. So there's going to be a Virginia Tech. So congrats to Nathan and Carly. Carly, obviously the former Husker softball pitcher. They're tying the knot tomorrow. And so that's where I'll be. That's out for us. Austin, thanks for filling in.
Anytime.
We'll talk to you on Monday.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you.